This is day 18 of Advent of Cyber 2025. This challenge is called Obfuscation, the Eggshell File. Wearville has not felt right since the wormhole appeared. Everyone in TBFC is on high alert. Systems are going haywire, dashboards are spiking, and stock alerts have been firing non-stop. Amid the chaos, McSkitty keeps her focus on a particularly high alert that caught her interest. Email posing as North Pole HR. It's littered with carrot emojis, but the weird thing is, there is no North Pole Human Resource Department. TBFC's HR is at the South Pole. Digging further, she found a tiny PowerShell file from the email was downloaded. Among the code are random strings of characters, all gibberish, nothing readable at a glance. Skitty knows malicious actors often hide code and data using a technique called obfuscation. But what is it really? And how can we decipher it? So the learning objectives for this challenge are to learn about obfuscation, why and where it is used, learn the difference between encoding, encryption, and obfuscation, learn about obfuscation and the common techniques, and use CyberChef to recover plaintext safely. So for this challenge, we have a virtual machine which we can open, which will then start in split view. Understanding the gibberish. Obfuscation is the practice of making data hard to read and analyze. Attackers use it to evade basic detection and delay investigations. Let us say, a security tool will automatically block any file that contains the word the Bandit Yeti. To evade this, attackers can use a simple cipher technique called ROT1 to hide the string. ROT1 is a cipher technique that shifts each letter forward by 1 in the alphabet. So A becomes B, B becomes C, and so on. So carrot coins go burr becomes this string here. Obfuscation in the real world. So far, we've kept it simple. Real world, you'll encounter a wide range of techniques. One slightly more complicated technique would be utilizing XOR. Each character is represented as a byte. Each byte is combined with a key using the XOR mathematical operation. The only thing you need to know is that the operation changes the bytes into different bytes, which sometimes makes the resulting text end up with uncommon symbols or non-readable characters. Obfuscating with XOR is not something that can be easily done manually, but thankfully there are tools available that can help us with this. One widely used tool is called CyberChef. Open up CyberChef, and at the top right you'll see the input box. This is where you paste the text you want to change or obfuscate. In our case, we'll do carrot supremacy. So we'll do that as an example. So carrot supremacy there. In the left pane, we can bring up or search for XOR, add that to the recipe, which tells it to apply the operation on the input. And each operation has a setting you can adjust. In our case, we set the key to A, and make sure that the drop down next to key is set to a hex. The obfuscated result should automatically appear in the output section. It doesn't, click bake. So carrot supremacy should be this, which is what we see. So detecting patterns. The good thing about well-known obfuscation techniques is that it's easy to reverse it once you figure out the technique used. So ROT1, common words look one letter off, spaces stay the same, easy enough to detect. ROT13, look for 3-letter words, common ones like that become gur and becomes NAQ. Spaces stay the same. Base 64, long strings containing mostly alphanumeric characters, so A to Z, 09, sometimes with plus slash, often ending in equals or equals equals. And XOR is a bit more tricky. Looks like random symbols, but stays the same length as the original. If a short secret was reused, you may notice a tiny repeat every few characters. So once you've guessed on what cipher was used, you can go back to CyberChef. This time, use an operation that does the reverse effect. So for example, the obfuscate base 64, you use from base 64 instead of to base 64. So unfamiliar patterns, not sure what you're looking at, it's fine. Even if you don't have an idea of what cipher was used, it's easy enough to keep on trying different operations just to see if that text becomes readable. So CyberChef also includes an operation called magic that automatically guesses and tries common decoders for you. So to use it, just add the magic operation and look at the results. We'll display multiple results, and it's up to you to check which one ends up making sense. You can even check intensive mode to make sure it tests more possibilities before giving up. So let's grab this output, make it the input, and let's see what it does with magic. Nothing to be detected. Let's try intensive mode. Okay, we found the XOR carrot supremacy with string of A, so that seemed to have worked. Of course, this won't catch everything, especially custom XOR keys or unusual layers, so use that as a hint to help you figuring out. For example, one of the questions below cannot be fully solved using magic operation alone. Layered obfuscation. To make de-obfuscation harder, threat actors would often combine multiple techniques, almost like a layered approach. So for example, script that threat actors want hidden can be compressed with gzip, XOR'd with a X key, then finally base 64 encoded. that would produce this string. So to reverse this kind of late obfuscation, apply the operation in opposite order. So base64 decode, XOR the X, then decompress gzip. And if you were to do that, you would see the script that is in the screenshot here, unwrapping the Easter egg. Luckily, McSkitty detected something fishy in the email we received. She extracted a PowerShell script from the PDF, put it on an isolated VM to figure out what is going on. There's some obfuscation in script. Can you help her understand what it is? So open Santa Stealer PS1 located on the VM's desktop in Visual Studio by double clicking it. So we've got Santa Stealer here. So we'll double click and we'll open in Studio. I'm going to change this to view in full screen so I can clearly see what the script is, and then navigate to the start here section of the script, follow the instructions, and then run the script from PowerShell terminal. So inside here, we can see start here, have variables here. So step 1, deobfuscate the string present in the C2B64 variable and place the URL in the C2 variable. So if we grab this thing that looks like a base 64, got to remove the magic and it ran. Oh, there we go, we've got right here, and it was base 64, as we can see the URL here. So we'll copy that and place it in the C2 variable. Actually, I need to copy it, and can I paste it in? No, I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna have to open up CyberChef within the virtual machine. Cool, that doesn't seem to be working. So can I start of here, paste it? Okay, no, apparently I can't just paste anything. So I'm gonna paste into Notepad here and then just type it in. So https c2.northpole.thm/exfil. Double check that is correct. So https c2 exfil. Okay, so we've done that. Let's bring up a terminal. Terminal wasn't coming up in VS Code, so I'm just going to bring up a PowerShell. Okay, go to desktop and then run the Santa Steal. Okay, we've got this payload right here. Let's copy that and paste into here. And next step is second flag. Get after obfuscating the API key and running the script again. Okay, so let's look at that. So step 2, obfuscate the API key using the XOR single byte key 0x37 and convert to hexadecimal, and add the hex string to the OBF API variable. We've got API key here, add that to CyberShare, the recipe. So using XOR single byte, XOR the key of 0x37, keep it as hex and convert to hexadecimal. And add the hex string. Right? Alright, I can't copy and paste inside of here. Let's try again. It seems like internet might be working now. Okay, well, I had to watch a video on how to do this, but I don't know why I can't copy and paste, but apparently also meant to do 2 hex here. So with that, I guess I could now just manually type in the hexadecimal, and it did say that this needs to be none, so it's always just one string. So now I can just manually type in the hexadecimal for it. So that's now typed in, and hopefully if we run it, it will work. Okay, we've now got that key, and if we save that, that is everything complete. So that is day 18 of Advent of Cyber 2025 complete. If you like this video, make sure to